Hey guys, tonight we begin with something that archaeologists have been desperately trying to hide for over a century: underground cities. Not just tunnels or storage chambers, but entire civilizations that existed beneath the desert for thousands of years. We're diving into the lost cities that make modern urban planning look like amateur hour, and that governments around the world have agreed to keep secret from the public. Forget everything you think you know about ancient Egyptian civilization being limited to the Nile River Valley. What we're talking about tonight are vast underground metropolises that housed millions of people, complete with transportation systems, manufacturing centers, agricultural facilities, and technologies that modern cities still haven't achieved. These aren't theoretical reconstructions or archaeological speculation. These are fully intact cities that are still there, still functional, and still being systematically explored and documented by teams that don't officially exist. So before you get comfortable, take a moment to like the video and subscribe. But only if you genuinely enjoy what I do here, and let me know in the comments where you're tuning in from and what time it is for you. It's always fascinating to see who's joining us from around the world. Now, dim the lights, maybe turn on a fan for that soft background hum, and let's ease into tonight's journey together. Congratulations, you've just woken up as Dr. Hassan Mahmoud in March 1923, and you're about to discover that everything historians think they know about ancient Egyptian civilization is completely wrong. The good news? You're about to explore the most sophisticated urban planning in human history. The bad news? You're about to learn why these cities were abandoned, and why that reason still threatens anyone who discovers them today. Welcome to the underground empire that makes surface Egypt look like a small frontier settlement. You're standing in the basement of a collapsed building in Cairo, supposedly investigating foundation damage for a routine construction project. But the limestone block that just fell through the floor has revealed something that makes your hands shake as you hold your electric torch. The light illuminates not another basement or sewer system, but a perfectly preserved street that stretches into the darkness beyond your beam's reach, with buildings on both sides that show architectural sophistication that exceeds anything in surface Cairo. The air that flows up from the opening carries scents that don't belong in a basement: the smell of cultivated plants, flowing water, and something that reminds you of a bustling marketplace. Though that's impossible, since this space has supposedly been sealed for thousands of years. Your engineering training tells you that the construction techniques visible in the torchlight represent building methods that modern architecture still hasn't mastered, using stones fitted with precision that doesn't require mortar, while supporting structures that have remained stable for millennia. Your assistant, Ahmed Nazir, peers over your shoulder and starts speaking in rapid Arabic about jinn and ancient curses, but you're more concerned with the engineering implications of what you're seeing. The street below is paved with blocks that show wear patterns consistent with heavy traffic, but the wear is uniform and controlled, suggesting traffic management systems that directed flow to prevent concentrated damage to specific areas. The buildings visible in your torchlight aren't simple stone structures. They're multi-story constructions with sophisticated facades that include decorative elements, balconies, and what appear to be shop fronts at street level. The architectural style is unmistakably Egyptian, but it incorporates design elements that you've never seen in surface archaeology, suggesting either a much more advanced understanding of construction techniques or influence from sources that aren't documented in historical records. As you lower yourself through the opening and step onto the ancient street, your footsteps echo in ways that suggest vast open spaces extending in multiple directions. The acoustics indicate that this isn't just a single street or building complex. It's an entire urban district, possibly extending for miles beneath modern Cairo. The scale of construction required to create something like this would have rivaled the pyramid projects, but it would have required coordinating resources and labor in ways that historians claim weren't possible for ancient Egyptian civilization. Your torch reveals that the buildings aren't empty ruins. They contain furniture, equipment, and materials that appear to have been abandoned recently, rather than thousands of years ago. Wooden chairs show no signs of rot or decay. Metal objects display no rust or corrosion, and textile materials remain flexible and intact. The preservation is so complete that you suspect this area might have been sealed until very recently, though the architectural style clearly dates to ancient periods. The street extends beyond your torch's range in both directions, with side streets and alleyways branching off at regular intervals that suggest systematic urban planning. The layout follows geometric principles that optimize traffic flow and resource distribution, while providing efficient access to all areas of the district. The sophistication of the planning exceeds most modern city designs, indicating that ancient Egyptian urban planners had access to mathematical and engineering knowledge that contemporary historians don't attribute to their civilization. Your examination of the building facades reveals construction techniques that solve problems that modern architecture still struggles with. The stone fitting creates structures that can flex during seismic activity without losing stability, while the building orientations optimize air circulation and temperature control without requiring mechanical systems. The construction demonstrates understanding of physics and engineering that shouldn't have been available to ancient builders. Ahmed refuses to venture further into the underground area, claiming that the air carries voices speaking in ancient languages and that the shadows move independently of your torchlight. While you dismiss his supernatural concerns, you do notice that the acoustic properties of the space create sound effects that could easily be interpreted as voices, and the complex lighting created by your torch does produce shadow patterns that seem to shift and change. The most disturbing aspect of your discovery is the evidence that this area has been accessed recently by people who took care to leave no obvious traces of their presence. Dust patterns on floors show subtle disturbances that suggest systematic exploration, and certain objects have been moved or examined in ways that indicate organized research activity. Someone has been studying this site extensively, but there are no official archaeological projects in this area. Your torch begins to dim as you realize that you've stumbled into something much larger and more significant than a simple archaeological discovery. The underground area represents a complete urban infrastructure that challenges fundamental assumptions about ancient Egyptian civilization, and someone has been working to keep it secret from academic and government authorities. As you prepare to return to the surface and report your discovery through official channels, you notice that the opening through which you entered has been sealed from above. The limestone block that originally fell through the floor has been replaced and mortared into position, trapping you in an underground city that officially doesn't exist, and that someone clearly wants to keep hidden from public knowledge. Welcome to the realization that ancient Egyptian civilization extended far beyond what history books describe, and that modern authorities have been working to suppress evidence of urban planning and construction capabilities that would force complete revision of archaeological understanding. Trapped in the underground district, with your torch battery dying, you're forced to explore the area systematically to find alternative exits. And what you discover challenges every assumption about ancient Egyptian society and urban development. The street system follows a grid pattern that incorporates traffic circles, pedestrian areas, and specialized districts that demonstrate urban planning principles that weren't supposed to be developed until the modern era. Using your engineer's eye for spatial relationships, you begin mapping the area by counting steps and noting architectural landmarks. The district extends at least 2 miles in each direction from your entry point, with consistent construction quality and design principles throughout the entire area. The scale of the project represents a construction effort that would have required coordinating hundreds of thousands of workers over decades, suggesting organizational capabilities that historians don't attribute to ancient Egyptian civilization. The street system includes infrastructure elements that solve urban problems that modern cities still struggle with. Storm drainage systems channel water through underground conduits that prevent flooding while collecting runoff for irrigation and other uses. Waste management systems transport sewage through sealed channels that prevent contamination while processing materials for agricultural fertilization. The integration of these systems demonstrates understanding of public health and environmental management that was supposedly unknown to ancient peoples. Your exploration reveals that different areas of the district were designed for specific purposes, with residential zones, commercial areas, manufacturing districts, and administrative centers, clearly delineated and connected by transportation systems that optimize movement between different functional areas. The zoning demonstrates urban planning sophistication that exceeds most contemporary city designs, with careful attention to preventing conflicts between incompatible land uses while maintaining efficient access. The residential areas include housing types that range from simple worker accommodations to elaborate multi-story mansions, suggesting a complex social hierarchy that was accommodated through sophisticated architectural design. The housing designs incorporate features that provide privacy, comfort, and functionality while using space efficiently and maintaining structural integrity. The variety of housing types indicates a diverse urban population with different economic and social requirements. The commercial district includes structures that were clearly designed as shops, markets, restaurants, and service businesses, with architectural features that facilitate commercial activities while providing attractive and functional spaces for both merchants and customers. The commercial buildings incorporate storage areas, display spaces, and customer amenities that demonstrate understanding of retail principles and commercial architecture that supposedly wasn't developed until much later periods. The manufacturing area includes workshops, foundries, and production facilities that were designed to handle large-scale manufacturing while controlling pollution and managing worker safety. The industrial buildings incorporate ventilation systems, waste disposal mechanisms, and workflow optimization that demonstrates understanding of industrial organization and environmental management that historians don't associate with ancient technology. Your torch finally dies, but you discover that the underground city includes lighting systems that activate automatically when darkness falls. The lights aren't torches or oil lamps. They're devices that produce steady, clean illumination without visible fuel sources or maintenance requirements. The lighting system provides uniform illumination throughout the streets and public areas, while allowing individual buildings to control interior lighting independently. The lighting reveals architectural details that weren't visible in your torchlight, including decorative elements, inscriptions, and artistic features that demonstrate sophisticated aesthetic sensibilities and cultural development. The decorations incorporate hieroglyphic texts, artistic motifs, and architectural ornaments that represent a mature artistic tradition adapted specifically for underground urban environments. As you explore the residential areas, you discover that the houses aren't empty. They contain furniture, household items, and personal belongings that appear to have been left by residents who expected to return. The preservation is so complete that food items remain edible, clothing retains its color and flexibility, and written materials are perfectly legible. The preservation suggests that the city was abandoned recently rather than thousands of years ago. The household items include technologies and devices that you don't recognize, suggesting that the underground residents had access to tools and equipment that weren't available to surface populations. Kitchen facilities include cooking devices that operate without visible fuel sources, storage systems that preserve food indefinitely without refrigeration, and water systems that provide unlimited clean water without pumps or reservoirs. Your exploration of the administrative district reveals buildings that were clearly designed for government functions, with council chambers, record-keeping facilities, and ceremonial spaces that demonstrate sophisticated political organization and administrative procedures. The government buildings incorporate architectural features that facilitate large meetings, document storage, and official ceremonies, while providing security and controlling access. The record-keeping facilities contain extensive archives that document the history, administration, and daily life of the underground city. The records are written in hieroglyphic scripts that you can partially translate, revealing information about population management, resource allocation, trade relationships, and technological development that provides insights into how the underground civilization operated. The most disturbing discovery is that the records document ongoing communication and trade relationships with surface Egyptian civilization throughout ancient periods, suggesting that the underground cities weren't isolated or separate from surface society, but were integral parts of a larger Egyptian civilization that operated on multiple levels. The records indicate that surface archaeology represents only a small fraction of actual ancient Egyptian urban development and technological capability. As you study the administrative records, you begin to understand that the underground cities weren't built as hiding places or storage facility. They were designed as permanent urban centers that provided advantages over surface construction while maintaining full integration with surface civilization. The underground cities represent a parallel urban development that historians have completely missed or deliberately ignored. Your exploration of the city's transportation systems reveals engineering achievements that make modern subway systems look primitive by comparison. The underground city is connected to other locations through a network of tunnels that incorporate transportation technologies you can't identify, but that clearly allow rapid movement of people and goods across vast distances without any visible power sources or maintenance requirements. The main transportation arteries are wide tunnels with smooth floors and walls that extend beyond your sight in multiple directions. The tunnels include parallel tracks that appear to be designed for vehicles, though you haven't seen any actual vehicles in operation. The track systems incorporate switching mechanisms, loading platforms, and control systems that suggest sophisticated transportation management, but the technology doesn't match any historical or contemporary systems you're familiar with. The loading platforms include structures that were clearly designed for passengers and cargo, with waiting areas, information displays, and safety features that demonstrate understanding of transportation engineering and passenger service. The platforms are positioned at regular intervals throughout the tunnel system, suggesting scheduled service that connected the underground city to multiple destinations throughout the region. Your investigation of the control systems reveals devices that appear to monitor and manage transportation operations, though the technology doesn't rely on mechanical or electrical principles that you recognize. The control devices respond to your presence by displaying information in hieroglyphic scripts that seem to describe transportation schedules, destinations, and operating procedures, though the information assumes knowledge of systems and locations that you don't possess. As you examine the tunnel construction, you realize that the engineering represents capabilities that exceed modern tunnel building technology. The tunnels maintain perfect structural integrity without visible support systems, remain completely dry without drainage mechanisms, and provide consistent ventilation without fans or air conditioning. The construction techniques solve problems that contemporary engineering still struggles with, using methods that you can't identify or understand. The tunnel system includes branch lines that connect to different areas of the underground city and extend to additional destinations that aren't marked on any maps or historical records you're familiar with. The branch lines incorporate all the same technological features as the main arteries, suggesting that the entire network was built according to consistent engineering standards and operational requirements. Your exploration reveals that some tunnels include moving walkways that transport pedestrians automatically, similar to modern airport systems but built with materials and technologies that you can't identify. The walkways operate silently and smoothly without visible machinery, maintaining consistent speeds and stopping automatically at platform areas. The pedestrian transport systems complement the main transportation arteries by providing local circulation within the underground city. The transportation network includes communication systems that allow coordination between different areas of the city and different destinations throughout the system. The communication devices produce sounds and display information that suggest active network operations, though you haven't encountered other people using the systems. The communication capabilities indicate that the transportation network supports ongoing operations rather than being an abandoned historical artifact. Your investigation of the loading and storage areas reveals that the transportation system was designed to handle large volumes of cargo, as well as passengers. Storage facilities include automated systems for loading, unloading, and organizing materials, with inventory control mechanisms that track goods and manage distribution. The cargo handling capabilities suggest that the underground city maintained extensive trade relationships with other locations throughout the transportation network. The cargo storage areas contain materials and goods that represent production from multiple geographic regions and different technological traditions. You find metals that don't match local geological sources, manufactured goods that incorporate techniques and materials that aren't documented in historical records, and agricultural products that suggest cultivation methods and crop varieties that weren't known to exist in ancient Egypt. The diversity of goods indicates that the transportation network connected the underground city to other urban centers that had different specializations and capabilities. The trade relationships suggest a larger civilization that included multiple underground cities with different roles in an integrated economic system that operated independently of surface Egyptian commerce and government. Your examination of the transportation schedule displays reveals that the system operated according to complex timetables that coordinated movement between dozens of different destinations. The schedules indicate regular service to locations throughout Egypt and surrounding regions, with specialized transport for different types of cargo and passengers. The operational complexity suggests administrative and technical capabilities that exceeded anything in surface civilization. The most intriguing aspect of the transportation system is evidence that it includes destinations outside Egypt, with routes that extend to locations in Africa, Asia, and possibly other continents. The international connections suggest that the underground civilization maintained trade and communication relationships throughout the ancient world, operating a global network that surface historians have never discovered or acknowledged. As you study the route maps and destination information, you begin to understand that the underground Egyptian cities weren't isolated urban centers, but were components of a worldwide underground civilization that operated parallel to surface societies throughout ancient history. The transportation network provided the infrastructure for maintaining this global underground civilization while keeping it hidden from surface populations and governments. The realization that you've discovered evidence of a global underground civilization that operated throughout ancient history makes you understand why your surface exit was sealed. The transportation network represents technological and organizational capabilities that would force complete revision of historical understanding about ancient civilizations and their relationships with each other. Your exploration of the transportation systems has revealed not just an underground city, but evidence of a hidden global civilization that challenges fundamental assumptions about ancient history, technology, and social organization. The question is whether you can find a way to document and report these discoveries, or whether the same forces that sealed your exit will prevent this information from reaching the surface world. Your exploration leads you to the underground city's agricultural district, and what you discover there revolutionizes your understanding of ancient food production and resource management. Vast underground chambers house cultivation systems that produce more food per square foot than modern agricultural techniques achieve, using methods that work without soil, sunlight, or any irrigation systems you can identify. The agricultural chambers extend for miles beneath the city, with ceiling heights that accommodate full-size trees and production areas organized into specialized zones for different types of crops. The cultivation systems support everything from grain production to fruit orchards to vegetable gardens, all thriving in an underground environment that maintains perfect growing conditions without any visible environmental controls. The lighting in the agricultural areas isn't the same steady illumination used in the residential and commercial districts. Instead, the chambers are lit by systems that produce light spectra that change throughout daily cycles, mimicking natural sunlight patterns while providing optimized illumination for different types of plants. The lighting technology produces photosynthetic energy that exceeds what most plants receive from natural sunlight. Your examination of the cultivation techniques reveals growing methods that don't use soil or traditional planting systems. Plants grow in substrates that look like crystalline materials, drawing nutrients from systems that provide precisely controlled nutrition without fertilizers or soil amendments. The growing media never requires replacement or renewal, maintaining optimal growing conditions indefinitely without degradation or contamination. The irrigation systems distribute water through networks that provide exactly the right amount of moisture for each type of plant without waste or runoff. The water distribution operates without pumps, pipes, or reservoirs that you can identify, maintaining consistent moisture levels throughout the growing areas, while recycling all water through closed-loop systems that prevent loss and contamination. The agricultural areas produce crop yields that exceed anything possible with surface farming techniques. Grain production areas generate harvests that would require hundreds of acres of surface farmland, while fruit and vegetable production provides diversity and quality that surpasses modern agricultural capabilities. The productivity indicates that the underground city could support much larger populations than surface cities of comparable size. Your investigation reveals that the agricultural systems operate with minimal human labor, using automated mechanisms that handle planting, cultivation, harvesting, and processing without constant supervision. The automation includes systems that monitor plant health, adjust growing conditions, and coordinate harvests to maintain continuous food production throughout the year without seasonal variations. The processing areas convert raw agricultural products into preserved foods, prepared meals, and specialized products using techniques that maintain nutritional value while extending storage life indefinitely. The food processing systems operate without the heating, cooling, or chemical preservation methods used in modern food production, achieving better results through methods that you can't understand or identify. The food storage facilities maintain perfect preservation without refrigeration, dehydration, or chemical additives. Foods remain fresh and nutritious indefinitely, with storage systems that protect against deterioration, contamination, and pest damage. The storage capabilities eliminate the waste and spoilage that affect modern food distribution systems, ensuring that all produced food reaches consumers in optimal condition. Your exploration of the agricultural management systems reveals record-keeping and planning capabilities that optimize production for the entire underground city's nutritional requirements. The management systems track population needs, monitor production levels, and coordinate cultivation schedules to maintain adequate food supplies while minimizing waste and resource consumption. The agricultural district includes research and development areas where new cultivation techniques are tested and improved. The research facilities experiment with different growing methods, crop varieties, and production systems to enhance agricultural capabilities and adapt to changing requirements. The research capabilities indicate ongoing technological development rather than static traditional farming methods. The most remarkable aspect of the agricultural systems is their integration with the city's overall resource management. Agricultural waste products are processed into materials used in construction, manufacturing, and other urban functions, creating closed-loop systems that eliminate waste while producing additional useful products. The integration demonstrates understanding of ecological principles and resource optimization that exceeds modern sustainability practices. Your examination of the crop varieties reveals plants that you don't recognize from surface agriculture, including species that produce higher nutritional value, better flavor, and greater yields than conventional crops. The specialized crops appear to have been developed specifically for underground cultivation, representing agricultural development that operated independently of surface farming traditions. The agricultural areas also include livestock facilities that support animal husbandry using methods adapted for underground environments. The livestock facilities provide meat, dairy, and other animal products, while maintaining animal welfare standards and managing waste in ways that contribute to overall city resource cycles. The animal husbandry demonstrates complete agricultural systems rather than just plant cultivation. The diversity and sophistication of the agricultural systems indicate that the underground city operated with complete food security and nutritional independence. The residents had access to food variety and quality that exceeded what surface populations enjoyed, while maintaining agricultural sustainability that could support the population indefinitely without depleting resources or degrading environmental conditions. As you study the agricultural management records, you discover that the underground city exported food products to surface communities while maintaining its own food security. The agricultural surplus supported trade relationships with surface Egypt and provided resources for the transportation network that connected different underground cities. The agricultural capabilities made the underground cities economically valuable rather than dependent on surface resources. The realization that ancient underground cities achieved agricultural sustainability and productivity that exceeds modern capabilities makes you understand why this information has been suppressed. The agricultural techniques represent solutions to food security and environmental problems that contemporary society still struggles to address, but their implementation would challenge fundamental assumptions about technological development and social organization. The manufacturing district of the underground city reveals industrial capabilities that make modern production systems look inefficient and environmentally destructive by comparison. The workshops and factories produce goods using techniques that create no pollution, generate no waste, and achieve quality standards that exceed anything in contemporary manufacturing, while operating with minimal energy inputs and labor requirements. The metalworking facilities produce tools, weapons, jewelry, and construction materials, using techniques that work with metals in ways you've never seen before. The metal processing doesn't require high-temperature furnaces or chemical treatments, instead using methods that shape and strengthen metals through processes that appear to work at molecular levels. The resulting products are stronger, more durable, and more precisely manufactured than anything modern metallurgy achieves. Your examination of the textile production areas reveals manufacturing systems that create fabrics with properties that surpass modern textile technology. The fabrics resist staining, maintain their appearance indefinitely, provide superior comfort and durability, and can be manufactured in colors and patterns that don't fade or change over time. The textile production operates without the chemical processes and environmental pollution associated with modern fabric manufacturing. The pottery and ceramics workshops produce items that combine artistic beauty with functional superiority. The ceramic products resist breaking, maintain their appearance without maintenance, and incorporate decorative elements that demonstrate advanced artistic capabilities. The ceramic production techniques create materials that are stronger than modern ceramics, while achieving artistic standards that rival the finest contemporary work. The woodworking areas produce furniture, construction materials, and artistic objects, using methods that enhance wood properties, rather than requiring chemical treatments or mechanical processing. The wood products resist decay, insect damage, and structural failure, while maintaining natural beauty and functionality indefinitely. The woodworking techniques achieve results that exceed modern wood processing capabilities. Your investigation of the manufacturing processes reveals that the production systems operate according to principles that optimize resource utilization while eliminating waste and pollution. Raw materials are processed with complete efficiency, converting all inputs into useful products without generating byproducts that require disposal or environmental management. The manufacturing achieves complete sustainability while maintaining high production levels. The quality control systems ensure that all manufactured products meet precise specifications and performance standards. The quality assurance operates without destructive testing or statistical sampling, instead using techniques that evaluate every product individually while maintaining production efficiency. Quality control achieves reliability standards that exceed modern manufacturing capabilities. The manufacturing district includes research and development facilities that continuously improve production techniques and develop new products. The research capabilities indicate ongoing technological advancement rather than static traditional crafts, with innovation systems that enhance manufacturing capabilities while maintaining quality and sustainability standards. The production scheduling and inventory management systems coordinate manufacturing operations to meet city requirements, while optimizing resource utilization and minimizing storage needs. The management systems demonstrate understanding of industrial organization and logistics that surpasses modern manufacturing planning capabilities. Your exploration reveals that the manufacturing systems are integrated with the city's overall resource management, using materials from agricultural waste, recycling used products, and coordinating with other city functions to optimize overall resource utilization. The integration creates closed-loop systems that eliminate waste while maximizing productivity and efficiency. The manufacturing areas produce goods that are exported to other underground cities through the transportation network, with specialized products that reflect the particular capabilities and resources of each manufacturing center. The trade relationships indicate industrial specialization and economic cooperation between different underground cities that operated as components of a larger economic system. The most remarkable aspect of the manufacturing systems is their ability to produce complex products without the environmental damage and resource depletion associated with modern industrial production. The manufacturing achieves higher quality and greater efficiency while maintaining complete environmental sustainability and worker safety. The manufacturing district includes training facilities where workers learn production techniques and develop specialized skills. The training systems demonstrate systematic knowledge transfer and skill development that maintains manufacturing capabilities across generations while continuously improving techniques and quality standards. Your examination of the finished products reveals manufacturing capabilities that exceed modern industrial technology in every measurable aspect. The products are more durable, more functional, more aesthetically pleasing, and more environmentally sustainable than contemporary manufactured goods, while being produced more efficiently and safely than modern manufacturing achieves. The manufacturing records document production levels and distribution systems that supported not only the underground city's requirements, but also provided goods for trade with surface communities and other underground cities. The industrial capabilities made the underground cities economically valuable and technologically advanced compared to surface civilizations. As you study the manufacturing technologies and management systems, you begin to understand that the underground cities represented industrial development that was centuries ahead of surface civilization. The manufacturing capabilities provided economic independence and technological superiority that would have made the underground cities more advanced than any surface societies of their time period. The realization that ancient underground manufacturing achieved sustainability, efficiency, and quality standards that modern industry still struggles to match explains why this information has been suppressed. The manufacturing techniques represent solutions to industrial problems that contemporary society faces, but their implementation would require fundamental changes to current economic and technological systems. Your exploration of the residential areas and administrative buildings reveals social organization systems that challenge every assumption about ancient Egyptian society and governance. The underground city operated according to principles of social cooperation, resource distribution, and conflict resolution that created stability and prosperity for all residents while maintaining individual freedom and cultural diversity. The residential districts demonstrate social integration that accommodates different economic levels, family structures, and cultural backgrounds within the same neighborhoods. Housing arrangements provide privacy and independence for individuals and families, while facilitating community interaction and mutual support. The social organization eliminates the class segregation and social conflicts that characterize surface ancient Egyptian society. Your examination of the administrative records reveals governance systems that operate through representative councils, community participation, and consensus decision-making, rather than hierarchical authority structures. The political organization provides mechanisms for citizen input, conflict resolution, and policy development that ensure all residents have voices in decisions that affect their lives and community. The educational facilities include schools, libraries, and training centers that provide learning opportunities for all residents regardless of age, background, or social status. The educational systems teach practical skills, cultural heritage, scientific knowledge, and artistic expression while encouraging individual development and community contribution. The education achieves literacy and knowledge levels that exceed what was available to most surface populations. The healthcare systems provide medical services that maintain population health and treat illnesses using techniques that surpass ancient surface medicine while avoiding the limitations and side effects of contemporary medical treatments. The healthcare operates through community health programs, preventive care, and treatment methods that achieve better health outcomes than modern medical systems. The cultural facilities include theaters, museums, art galleries, and performance spaces that support artistic expression and cultural activities for the entire community. The cultural programs provide entertainment, education, and creative opportunities that maintain community cohesion while encouraging individual artistic development and cultural innovation. Your investigation of the economic systems reveals resource distribution mechanisms that ensure all residents have access to housing, food, manufactured goods, and services, while providing incentives for individual contribution and innovation. The economic organization eliminates poverty and resource scarcity while maintaining productivity and quality standards that support community prosperity. The conflict resolution systems handle disputes and social problems through mediation, community intervention, and restorative justice approaches that address underlying causes rather than just punishing symptoms. The justice systems maintain social order and individual rights while strengthening community relationships and preventing recurring problems. The community organization includes social groups, professional associations, and cultural organizations that provide identity and belonging for residents while facilitating cooperation and mutual support. The social networks create community cohesion and individual fulfillment that maintain social stability without requiring authoritarian control or social manipulation. Your examination of the social records reveals that the underground city maintained cultural connections with surface Egyptian civilization while developing social innovations that improved on surface social organization. The underground society preserved Egyptian cultural heritage while eliminating the social problems and inequalities that affected surface communities. The social systems demonstrate understanding of human psychology, group dynamics, and community organization that exceeds contemporary social science knowledge. The social organization achieves community harmony and individual fulfillment through methods that address fundamental human needs while preventing the social conflicts and problems that affect modern societies. The most remarkable aspect of the social systems is their ability to maintain social cooperation and community prosperity without requiring authoritarian control, social manipulation, or economic exploitation. The social organization achieves stability and prosperity through methods that enhance individual freedom and community well-being, rather than restricting or controlling them. The social integration includes mechanisms for incorporating new residents, accommodating cultural diversity, and adapting to changing circumstances while maintaining community cohesion and social stability. The adaptive capabilities ensure that the social systems remain effective and relevant while preserving essential community values and relationships. Your exploration reveals that the underground city's social systems served as models for social organization in other underground cities throughout the network. The social innovations were shared and adapted throughout the underground civilization, creating consistent social principles while allowing local variations and cultural adaptations. The social achievements of the underground city include elimination of poverty, crime, social conflict, and political oppression, while maintaining high standards of living, cultural development, and individual fulfillment for all residents. The social organization demonstrates that ancient civilizations could achieve social goals that contemporary society still struggles to accomplish. As you study the social organization and community life of the underground city, you begin to understand that the social systems represent solutions to problems that modern society faces but hasn't resolved. The social innovations demonstrate alternative approaches to governance, economics, and community organization that could address contemporary social challenges. The realization that ancient underground cities achieved social organization that surpasses modern society in virtually every measurable aspect explains why this information has been suppressed. The social systems represent alternative approaches to civilization that would challenge fundamental assumptions about political organization, economic systems, and social development that contemporary power structures depend upon for their legitimacy and control. The libraries and educational facilities of the underground city contain knowledge preservation and distribution systems that make modern information technology look primitive and inefficient. The knowledge systems provide instant access to vast amounts of information while maintaining perfect accuracy, complete organization, and unlimited storage capacity without requiring the complex infrastructure and maintenance that contemporary information systems need. The library facilities contain written materials that cover every field of human knowledge, with collections that include information from throughout the ancient world, as well as discoveries and innovations developed within the underground civilization. The library holdings represent knowledge accumulation that exceeds what any surface civilization possessed, with information organized and indexed in ways that make any piece of knowledge instantly accessible to users. Your examination of the information storage systems reveals technologies that record and preserve knowledge, using methods that don't rely on physical materials or mechanical systems. The information storage maintains perfect accuracy indefinitely, without degradation, corruption, or loss, while providing access capabilities that allow multiple users to access the same information simultaneously, without conflicts or delays. The knowledge organization systems categorize and cross-reference information according to principles that make research and learning more efficient than any modern information system achieves. The organization allows users to locate specific information quickly while also discovering related knowledge that enhances understanding and learning. The system promotes knowledge synthesis and innovation while maintaining accuracy and completeness. The educational programs use the knowledge systems to provide learning opportunities that are customized for individual needs, interests, and capabilities, while maintaining consistent quality and completeness standards. The education achieves learning outcomes that exceed what modern educational systems accomplish, with students gaining deeper understanding and better practical skills in less time and with less effort. Your investigation of the research facilities reveals that the knowledge systems support ongoing investigation and discovery that continuously expands the knowledge base while improving understanding of existing information. The research capabilities include experimental facilities, analytical tools, and theoretical development resources that exceed what contemporary research institutions possess. The knowledge preservation systems maintain complete records of historical events, technological development, cultural achievements, and social evolution throughout the underground civilization. The historical records provide accurate documentation of ancient events and civilizations that surface historians have never discovered or have misunderstood based on incomplete evidence. The knowledge distribution systems share information throughout the underground city and the broader underground civilization network, ensuring that discoveries and innovations benefit all communities while maintaining knowledge standards and preventing information corruption. The distribution capabilities create intellectual cooperation and advancement that exceeds what any surface civilization achieved. Your exploration reveals that the knowledge systems include information about surface civilizations, geographic regions, and historical events that was gathered through systematic observation and contact rather than speculation or limited evidence. The underground civilization maintained comprehensive knowledge about the surface world while remaining hidden from surface observation and documentation. The most remarkable aspect of the knowledge systems is their ability to facilitate learning and research that produces new knowledge and innovations, rather than just preserving existing information. The systems promote intellectual development and creative thinking that continuously advances understanding and capabilities throughout the underground civilization. The knowledge systems demonstrate understanding of information, science, learning psychology, and research methodology that exceeds contemporary knowledge management capabilities. The systems achieve better learning outcomes, more effective research, and superior knowledge preservation than modern information technology accomplishes, while operating more efficiently and reliably. The educational achievements of the underground city include universal literacy, advanced technical skills, comprehensive cultural knowledge, and innovative thinking capabilities for all residents. The education produces intellectual development that exceeds what contemporary educational systems achieve, while requiring less time and resources than modern education demands. Your examination of the knowledge records reveals that the underground civilization accumulated scientific, technological, and cultural knowledge that surpassed what any surface civilization possessed. The knowledge accumulation made the underground cities centers of learning and innovation that influenced development throughout the ancient world, while remaining hidden from surface historical documentation. The research and development capabilities of the underground civilization produced innovations in technology, social organization, resource management, and cultural development that exceeded what surface civilizations achieved. The innovations were shared throughout the underground network, while being selectively introduced to surface communities in ways that influenced surface development without revealing their underground origins. As you study the knowledge systems and educational achievements, you begin to understand that the underground civilization possessed intellectual capabilities that would have made them the most advanced society in the ancient world. The knowledge systems represent information management and educational methods that could revolutionize contemporary learning and research if they were implemented in modern society. The realization that ancient underground cities achieved knowledge preservation, education, and research capabilities that exceed modern information technology explains why this information has been suppressed. The knowledge systems represent approaches to information management and education that would challenge contemporary institutions and power structures that depend on controlling access to information and knowledge. The historical archives in the underground city contain records that completely rewrite ancient history, documenting events, civilizations, and relationships between different societies that surface archaeology has never discovered or has fundamentally misunderstood. The historical records reveal that the underground cities were not isolated from surface civilizations, but were integral parts of a global network that influenced major historical developments throughout the ancient world. The archives document direct contact and ongoing relationships between the underground Egyptian cities and other advanced civilizations throughout Africa, Asia, Europe, and the Americas during periods when surface historians claimed these civilizations had no knowledge of each other's existence. The contact records include detailed descriptions of trade relationships, cultural exchanges, and technological transfers that created a global civilization that operated beneath the surface of recorded history. Your examination of the historical documents reveals that many major events in surface ancient history were influenced or directly caused by underground civilization activities. Wars, political changes, technological developments, and cultural innovations often originated from underground sources or were guided by underground advisors who worked to influence surface development while maintaining secrecy about their origins and capabilities. The records describe underground involvement in the construction of major surface monuments and architectural projects, providing engineering expertise, advanced materials, and organizational support that made these projects possible. The underground contributions explain how ancient civilizations achieved construction capabilities that seem impossible based on the technologies and resources that surface archaeology attributes to them. The historical archives include detailed maps and geographical information that document global exploration and contact during periods when surface civilizations supposedly had limited geographical knowledge. The underground civilization maintained accurate maps of all continents, ocean currents, climate patterns, and natural resources that guided their global activities and trade relationships. Your investigation reveals that the underground cities served as centers for coordinating global activities and maintaining communication between different regions and civilizations. The coordination capabilities allowed the underground network to influence historical developments on a global scale while maintaining secrecy and preventing surface civilizations from understanding the scope of underground activities. The historical records document systematic efforts to influence surface civilization development in directions that would maintain global stability and prevent conflicts that could threaten both surface and underground societies. The influence operations included providing selective technological assistance, mediating conflicts, and guiding political developments to prevent destructive wars and social collapse. The archives contain detailed information about surface civilizations that surface historians have completely lost or never possessed, including knowledge about societies that disappeared from surface records but continued to exist through underground connections. The historical documentation provides complete pictures of ancient civilizations that surface archaeology knows only through incomplete fragments and speculation. Your exploration of the historical records reveals that the underground civilization maintained its own historical documentation and cultural development parallel to surface history, creating intellectual and artistic achievements that exceeded what any surface civilization accomplished. The underground historical development represents a continuous advanced civilization that operated throughout ancient history while remaining hidden from surface observation. The most disturbing aspect of the historical archives is documentation of systematic suppression efforts designed to prevent surface civilizations from discovering underground activities or capabilities. The suppression operations included eliminating evidence, discrediting witnesses, and redirecting archaeological and historical research away from discoveries that might reveal underground civilization existence. The historical records describe cooperation between underground cities and certain surface institutions, including religious organizations, political groups, and scholarly institutions that helped maintain secrecy while facilitating underground influence on surface development. The cooperation created networks of surface allies who supported underground objectives while concealing underground activities from general surface populations. The archives document that the suppression and secrecy efforts continued into modern periods, with underground representatives working within contemporary governments, academic institutions, and international organizations to prevent discovery of underground cities and historical evidence. The ongoing suppression explains why archaeological discoveries that would reveal underground civilization have been classified, suppressed, or discredited. Your examination of recent historical records reveals that the underground civilization has been monitoring and influencing modern global development, providing selective assistance during major conflicts and technological developments, while maintaining secrecy about their capabilities and objectives. The modern involvement suggests that the underground cities remain active and continue to operate according to long-term strategic plans. The historical documentation includes detailed analysis of surface civilization, strengths and weaknesses, with strategic assessments that guide underground decisions about when and how to influence surface development. The strategic planning operates on timescales that span centuries, with long-term objectives that prioritize global stability and sustainable development over short-term surface political and economic interests. As you study the historical archives, you begin to understand that surface recorded history represents only a small fraction of actual ancient and modern global development. The underground civilization has been a continuous influence on global history while remaining hidden from surface historical documentation and archaeological discovery. The realization that a hidden advanced civilization has been influencing global history throughout ancient and modern periods while maintaining complete secrecy explains why your surface exit was sealed and why this information is being suppressed. The historical records represent knowledge that would force complete revision of human understanding about civilization development, technological capabilities, and political organization throughout history. The research and development facilities in the underground city contain technologies that make modern science and engineering look primitive, using principles and techniques that operate according to natural laws that contemporary science has not discovered or does not understand. The technologies achieve results that exceed modern capabilities while operating more efficiently, safely, and sustainably than anything in contemporary technology. The energy systems provide unlimited power without fuel, pollution, or infrastructure requirements, using techniques that harness natural forces in ways that contemporary physics does not recognize as possible. The energy technologies power all city systems while maintaining complete environmental sustainability and requiring no maintenance or resource inputs that you can identify. Your examination of the transportation technologies reveals systems that move people and goods faster and more efficiently than modern transportation, while producing no pollution and requiring no fuel or external power sources. The transportation operates through principles that manipulate gravitational and electromagnetic forces in ways that contemporary science claims are impossible. The communication systems provide instant global communication capabilities that exceed modern telecommunications while requiring no infrastructure, maintenance, or power sources. The communication technologies connect the underground city to other locations throughout the global underground network while maintaining security and preventing interception by surface monitoring systems. The construction technologies build structures that are stronger, more durable, and more precisely manufactured than modern construction achieves, while using techniques that work with materials at molecular levels. The construction methods create buildings and infrastructure that maintain structural integrity indefinitely without maintenance, while providing superior functionality and environmental control. Your investigation of the manufacturing technologies reveals production systems that create goods with quality and efficiency that exceeds modern industrial capabilities while producing no waste or pollution. The manufacturing operates through processes that work with materials at atomic levels, achieving precision and quality that contemporary manufacturing cannot match. The medical technologies provide healthcare capabilities that surpass modern medicine while avoiding the side effects and limitations of contemporary medical treatments. The medical systems maintain population health and treat diseases using techniques that work with biological systems in ways that enhance natural healing and immune responses. The agricultural technologies produce food with yields and quality that exceed modern agriculture while maintaining complete environmental sustainability and requiring no external inputs. The agricultural systems work with biological processes in ways that enhance plant growth and nutritional value while creating closed-loop systems that eliminate waste and environmental damage. The most remarkable aspect of the underground technologies is their integration into comprehensive systems that optimize overall performance while maintaining sustainability and efficiency that exceeds what any individual technology could achieve. The technological integration creates capabilities that exceed the sum of individual system performances. Your exploration reveals that the technologies operate according to scientific principles that contemporary science has not discovered, using understanding of natural laws that provides capabilities that modern science considers impossible. The scientific knowledge demonstrates understanding of physics, chemistry, biology, and other natural sciences that is centuries ahead of contemporary scientific knowledge. The research facilities continue to develop new technologies and improve existing systems, indicating ongoing scientific and technological advancement rather than static, ancient achievements. The research capabilities exceed what contemporary research institutions possess, while operating more efficiently and producing more significant innovations. The technology development includes systematic testing, quality control, and safety evaluation that ensures all technologies meet performance and safety standards that exceed contemporary technology requirements. The development processes achieve reliability and safety that surpasses modern technology while maintaining superior performance and efficiency. Your examination of the technological documentation reveals that the underground civilization has been selectively introducing technologies to surface civilizations throughout history, providing innovations that influence surface development while concealing the true sources and full capabilities of the technologies. The technological records document capabilities that could solve major contemporary problems, including energy production, environmental pollution, resource scarcity, and technological limitations, but the technologies have been kept secret to prevent disruption of surface political and economic systems that depend on current technological limitations. The underground civilization has been monitoring surface technological development and providing selective assistance during critical periods, influencing major technological breakthroughs while ensuring that surface technology development follows directions that maintain global stability and prevent developments that could threaten underground security. As you study the technological systems and research capabilities, you begin to understand that the underground civilization possesses scientific knowledge and technological capabilities that are centuries ahead of contemporary science and technology. The capabilities represent solutions to problems that surface science and technology have not been able to solve. The realization that ancient underground cities developed technologies that exceed modern capabilities while maintaining complete sustainability and safety explains why this information has been suppressed. The technologies represent capabilities that would revolutionize contemporary society while challenging existing power structures and economic systems that depend on current technological limitations. Your exploration of the communication and transportation records reveals that the underground Egyptian city is part of a global network that includes similar underground cities on every continent, connected by transportation and communication systems that maintain global coordination and cooperation while remaining completely hidden from surface observation and detection. The network documentation shows underground cities in North and South America, Europe, Asia, Africa, and Australia, each adapted to local geological and environmental conditions while maintaining consistent technological capabilities and social organization. The global distribution indicates that underground civilization development was a worldwide phenomenon, rather than a localized Egyptian achievement. The intercity communication systems provide instant contact between all network locations, with information sharing capabilities that maintain global coordination of activities, resource allocation, and strategic planning. The communication networks operate more efficiently and reliably than modern global telecommunications, while maintaining complete security against surface monitoring and interception. Your examination of the transportation network reveals that the underground cities are connected by high-speed transport systems that allow rapid movement of people and goods between any locations in the global network. The transportation operates faster than modern air travel, while providing greater comfort and safety than any contemporary transportation system. The network coordination systems manage global resource distribution, ensuring that all underground cities have access to materials, technologies, and expertise from throughout the network. The resource sharing creates economic integration that eliminates scarcity and ensures prosperity for all network locations, while maintaining local autonomy and cultural diversity. The global planning systems coordinate long-term strategic development for the entire underground network, with decision-making processes that involve representatives from all network locations in planning that operates on timescales spanning centuries. The strategic planning ensures global stability and sustainable development while adapting to changing circumstances and opportunities. Your investigation reveals that the underground network has been monitoring and influencing surface civilization development on a global scale, with coordinated activities that guide surface political, economic, and technological development in directions that maintain global stability while preventing surface discovery of underground activities. The network influence operations include providing selective assistance during surface crises, mediating international conflicts, and guiding technological development to prevent surface civilizations from developing capabilities that could threaten underground security or global stability. The influence activities operate through surface institutions and organizations that are either infiltrated or controlled by underground representatives. The global network maintains comprehensive surveillance of surface activities, with monitoring systems that track political developments, technological progress, environmental changes, and social trends throughout the surface world. The surveillance capabilities exceed what any surface intelligence organization possesses, while remaining completely undetectable by surface monitoring systems. The network documentation reveals that underground cities have been established at strategic locations that provide access to important surface regions while maintaining security and concealment. The location selections demonstrate global strategic planning that optimizes underground influence capabilities while minimizing risks of surface discovery. Your exploration of the network historical records shows that the global underground civilization has been operating continuously for thousands of years, maintaining technological and social advancement, while surface civilizations experience cycles of development and decline. The network's stability and continuity explains how underground civilization achieved technological and social capabilities that exceed what any surface civilization accomplished. The network cooperation includes cultural and educational exchanges that maintain shared knowledge and values throughout the global underground civilization, while allowing local variations and innovations. The cultural integration creates global unity, while preserving local identity and diversity throughout the network. The most remarkable aspect of the global network is its ability to maintain complete secrecy while operating on a global scale with millions of inhabitants and extensive surface influence activities. The secrecy capabilities demonstrate security and counterintelligence methods that exceed what any surface organization has achieved. The network coordination systems include contingency planning for various scenarios, including surface discovery, environmental disasters, and potential threats to underground security. The contingency plans demonstrate comprehensive strategic thinking and preparation capabilities that ensure network survival and continuity under any circumstances. Your examination of current network activities reveals ongoing operations that continue to influence contemporary global development while maintaining secrecy and preparing for potential future challenges. The current activities suggest that the underground network remains active and continues to operate according to long-term strategic objectives. As you study the global network documentation, you begin to understand that surface civilization represents only a small fraction of actual human civilization development. The underground network represents a global advanced civilization that has been operating parallel to surface history while maintaining complete secrecy and extensive influence over surface development. The realization that a hidden global advanced civilization has been operating throughout history while influencing surface development explains why your discovery has been suppressed and why this information is being kept secret. The global network represents capabilities and knowledge that would fundamentally alter human understanding of civilization, history, and technological possibilities. The environmental control systems in the underground city achieve perfect climate management, air quality, and ecosystem balance, using techniques that work with natural processes to create living conditions that exceed what surface environments provide, while maintaining complete sustainability and requiring no external resources or maintenance. The climate control systems maintain optimal temperature, humidity, and air circulation throughout the city, without mechanical heating, cooling, or ventilation equipment. The climate management works with geological and atmospheric conditions to create comfortable environments that remain stable regardless of surface weather conditions or seasonal changes. Your examination of the air quality systems reveals purification and regeneration techniques that provide cleaner air than surface environments while removing all pollutants and maintaining optimal oxygen and carbon dioxide levels. The air quality management operates through biological and chemical processes that enhance air quality while producing no waste or byproducts. The water systems provide unlimited clean water through purification and recycling techniques that maintain water quality that exceeds surface water standards while requiring no external water sources or waste disposal. The water management creates closed-loop systems that eliminate water waste while providing superior water quality for all city functions. The waste management systems eliminate all waste and pollution through processing techniques that convert all waste materials into useful products or return them to natural cycles without environmental damage. The waste processing achieves complete sustainability while producing valuable materials that support city functions and reduce resource requirements. Your investigation of the ecosystem management reveals that the underground city maintains complete ecological balance with biological systems that support plant and animal life while enhancing environmental quality and stability. The ecosystem management creates biodiversity and natural beauty that exceeds what most surface environments provide. The environmental monitoring systems track all aspects of environmental quality and automatically adjust management systems to maintain optimal conditions while preventing any environmental degradation or resource depletion. The monitoring capabilities provide environmental awareness and control that exceeds what surface environmental management achieves. The light management systems provide illumination that mimics natural sunlight cycles while optimizing light quality for human health and plant growth. The lighting systems maintain circadian rhythms and support biological functions while using energy more efficiently than any surface lighting technology. The noise control systems eliminate unwanted sounds while enhancing desirable acoustic environments through techniques that manage sound transmission and acoustic design. The noise management creates quiet, comfortable environments that support rest, concentration, and social interaction while allowing necessary communication and activities. Your exploration reveals that the environmental systems are integrated with all other city functions to optimize overall environmental quality while minimizing resource consumption and environmental impact. The integration creates synergistic effects that enhance environmental performance while supporting all aspects of city life. The environmental systems demonstrate understanding of ecological principles, environmental science, and biological processes that exceeds contemporary environmental knowledge. The environmental management achieves sustainability and environmental quality that modern environmental technology has not been able to accomplish. The most remarkable aspect of the environmental systems is their ability to create living conditions that are superior to natural surface environments while maintaining complete harmony with natural processes and cycles. The environmental management enhances rather than degrades natural environmental systems. The environmental achievements include elimination of pollution, optimization of resource utilization, creation of superior living conditions, and maintenance of ecological balance that supports both human civilization and natural environmental systems. The environmental management provides models for sustainable development that contemporary environmental science is still trying to achieve. Your examination of the environmental records reveals that the underground civilization has been monitoring and managing global environmental conditions, providing assistance during environmental crises while working to prevent environmental degradation that could threaten both surface and underground populations. The environmental systems include technologies for environmental restoration and enhancement that could address contemporary environmental problems, including pollution, climate change, resource depletion, and ecosystem degradation. The environmental capabilities represent solutions to problems that surface environmental science has not been able to solve. As you study the environmental systems and their achievements, you begin to understand that the underground civilization has achieved complete environmental sustainability while maintaining superior living conditions and supporting advanced technological civilization. The environmental management represents approaches to sustainability that could address contemporary environmental challenges. The realization that ancient underground cities achieved environmental management that exceeds contemporary environmental technology while maintaining complete sustainability explains why this information has been suppressed. The environmental systems represent solutions to environmental problems that would challenge existing economic and political systems that depend on current environmental limitations and resource scarcity. The cultural institutions and artistic achievements of the underground city surpass anything that surface civilizations accomplished. With artistic traditions, intellectual development, and cultural innovations that demonstrate sophistication and creativity that exceed what historians attribute to any ancient civilization, while maintaining cultural continuity and innovation over thousands of years. The artistic facilities include studios, performance spaces, and exhibition areas that support artistic creation and cultural expression in all traditional and innovative art forms. The artistic capabilities produce works that demonstrate technical mastery and creative achievement that exceed what surface artistic traditions accomplished, while maintaining cultural authenticity and innovation. Your examination of the artistic works reveals technical skills and creative vision that surpass what surface art historians consider possible for ancient civilizations. The artistic achievements demonstrate mastery of materials, techniques, and artistic principles that create works of superior beauty, technical excellence, and cultural significance. The musical traditions include instruments, compositions, and performance techniques that create musical experiences that exceed what surface musical traditions achieved. The musical capabilities demonstrate understanding of acoustics, harmony, and artistic expression that produce superior musical experiences while maintaining cultural authenticity and innovation. The literary traditions include written works that demonstrate intellectual depth, artistic sophistication, and cultural insight that exceed what surface literary traditions accomplished. The literary achievements include philosophy, history, science, and creative writing that represent intellectual and artistic capabilities that surpass what historians attribute to ancient civilizations. The theatrical and performance traditions create dramatic and artistic experiences that exceed what surface performance traditions achieved, while demonstrating understanding of dramatic principles, artistic expression, and cultural communication that produce superior entertainment and cultural education. Your investigation of the cultural education systems reveals that all residents receive comprehensive cultural education that includes artistic skills, cultural knowledge, and creative development that produce cultural literacy and artistic capabilities that exceed what any surface educational system achieved. The cultural preservation systems maintain complete records of cultural development and artistic achievements while supporting ongoing cultural innovation and artistic creation. The cultural documentation provides comprehensive understanding of cultural evolution and artistic development that exceeds what surface cultural history possesses. The cultural exchange programs facilitate sharing of artistic and cultural innovations throughout the global underground network, while maintaining local cultural identity and diversity. The cultural sharing creates global cultural enrichment while preserving local cultural authenticity and uniqueness. The most remarkable aspect of the cultural achievements is their integration with technological and social development to create comprehensive civilization that enhances all aspects of human experience while maintaining cultural authenticity and innovation. The cultural integration creates civilization that supports both individual fulfillment and community development. The cultural systems demonstrate understanding of human psychology, artistic principles, and cultural development that exceed contemporary cultural knowledge. The cultural achievements represent approaches to cultural development that enhance human experience while maintaining cultural diversity and innovation. The cultural facilities and programs support cultural development for all residents regardless of age, background, or abilities, while providing opportunities for professional artistic development and cultural leadership. The cultural democracy creates cultural participation and artistic development that exceed what any surface civilization achieved. Your exploration reveals that the underground civilization has influenced surface cultural development throughout history, providing artistic innovations and cultural guidance that influenced major cultural movements while concealing underground origins and full cultural capabilities. The cultural records document artistic and cultural achievements that could enhance contemporary cultural development while providing models for cultural education, artistic development, and cultural preservation that contemporary cultural institutions have not achieved. The cultural systems include support for cultural innovation and artistic experimentation that continuously develops new forms of artistic expression while maintaining cultural continuity and preserving traditional cultural values. The cultural development creates ongoing cultural vitality and artistic innovation. As you study the cultural achievements and systems, you begin to understand that the underground civilization achieved cultural development that exceeded what any surface civilization accomplished while maintaining cultural continuity over thousands of years. The cultural achievements represent approaches to cultural development that could enhance contemporary cultural life. The realization that ancient underground cities achieved cultural development that exceeds contemporary cultural capabilities while maintaining cultural authenticity and innovation explains why this information has been suppressed. The cultural achievements represent approaches to cultural development that would challenge existing cultural institutions and demonstrate alternative approaches to cultural education and artistic development. Your exploration of the communication and diplomatic facilities reveals that the underground city maintains systematic contact protocols with surface governments, institutions, and organizations through carefully managed relationships that allow underground influence on surface development while maintaining secrecy about underground civilization, existence, and full capabilities. The contact systems include networks of surface representatives who work within government, academic, business, and other institutions to provide information, influence decisions, and coordinate activities that serve underground strategic objectives while appearing to be normal surface activities and relationships. Your examination of the diplomatic records reveals ongoing relationships with surface political leaders, military officials, academic researchers, and business executives who either know about underground civilization or unknowingly serve underground interests through carefully managed information and incentive systems. The influence operations include providing selective information, technological assistance, and strategic guidance to surface decision makers during critical situations while maintaining plausible explanations that conceal underground involvement and capabilities. The influence activities shape surface development while preventing surface discovery of underground activities. The contact protocols include elaborate security measures that protect underground secrecy while allowing necessary interaction with surface systems. The security procedures ensure that surface contacts cannot compromise underground security while maintaining effectiveness of underground influence operations. Your investigation reveals that the underground civilization has been selectively recruiting surface individuals who demonstrate appropriate capabilities and character for underground contact and cooperation. The recruitment processes identify and develop surface allies while maintaining security and preventing infiltration or compromise. The contact systems include comprehensive monitoring of surface individuals and organizations that could potentially discover or threaten underground operations. The monitoring capabilities track surface activities that could pose security risks while preparing countermeasures and response strategies. The information management systems control what information surface contacts receive and how that information can be used, ensuring that underground capabilities and strategic objectives remain protected while providing sufficient information to achieve desired surface outcomes. The contact facilities include meeting locations, communication systems, and transportation methods that allow secure interaction between underground and surface representatives, while maintaining security and preventing surface detection or surveillance of underground activities. Your exploration of the current contact operations reveals ongoing activities that influence contemporary political, economic, and technological development, while preparing for potential changes in contact strategies based on changing surface conditions and underground strategic requirements. The contact records document successful influence operations throughout history that shaped major surface developments, including political changes, technological innovations, and strategic decisions, while maintaining complete secrecy about underground involvement and objectives. The most remarkable aspect of the contact systems is their ability to maintain extensive surface influence while preserving complete secrecy about underground civilization existence. The contact capabilities demonstrate intelligence and security methods that exceed what any surface organization has achieved. The contact protocols include contingency plans for various scenarios, including potential surface discovery of underground activities, changes in surface political and military conditions, and potential threats to underground security from surface sources. Your examination of the selection criteria for surface contacts reveals that underground representatives choose surface allies based on psychological profiles, capability assessments, and loyalty evaluations that ensure reliable cooperation while minimizing security risks. The contact training systems prepare underground representatives for surface interaction, while providing surface contacts with information and resources needed for effective cooperation, without revealing underground capabilities or strategic objectives that could compromise security. The contact evaluation systems monitor the effectiveness of surface relationships and influence operations, while assessing security risks and adjusting contact strategies to maintain effectiveness, while preserving security and achieving strategic objectives. As you study the contact systems and influence operations, you begin to understand that surface political, economic, and technological development has been extensively influenced by underground civilization activities, while surface leaders and populations remain unaware of underground existence and involvement. The realization that underground civilization has been systematically influencing surface development while maintaining complete secrecy explains how surface civilization has achieved developments that seem to exceed surface capabilities, while underground civilization maintained control over strategic directions and prevented developments that could threaten underground security. After days of exploration and documentation, you discover that your entrapment in the underground city was not accidental, but was part of a systematic evaluation process to determine whether you pose a security threat to underground civilization and whether you might be suitable for recruitment as a surface contact or elimination as a security risk. The evaluation systems have been monitoring your reactions, recording your activities, and analyzing your psychological and intellectual responses to underground discoveries to assess your character, capabilities, and potential for cooperation or resistance. The monitoring includes comprehensive surveillance that tracks all aspects of your behavior and responses. Your examination of the evaluation records reveals that similar testing procedures have been used on other surface individuals who accidentally discovered underground facilities, with outcomes that range from recruitment and cooperation to memory modification and elimination, depending on assessment results and security requirements. The evaluation criteria include assessments of intellectual capability, emotional stability, moral character, and potential for maintaining secrecy about underground civilization. The evaluation processes use psychological analysis and behavior prediction methods that exceed what contemporary psychology and intelligence assessment achieve. The security protocols include multiple options for managing surface individuals who discover underground activities, with decision-making processes that prioritize underground security while considering individual circumstances and potential value as contacts or threats. Your investigation reveals that you are being offered a choice between several alternatives that include cooperation as a surface contact, voluntary residence in underground civilization, memory modification that eliminates knowledge of underground discovery, or elimination as a security threat that cannot be safely managed through other means. The cooperation option would involve returning to surface life while serving as an underground representative who influences surface activities according to underground strategic objectives. The cooperation would provide resources and support while requiring absolute secrecy and complete loyalty to underground interests over surface affiliations. The residence option would involve permanent relocation to underground civilization with full integration into underground society and access to underground technologies and capabilities. The residence would provide superior living conditions while requiring abandonment of surface life and relationships. The memory modification option would allow return to surface life without knowledge of underground discovery, but would include ongoing monitoring and potential future contact if circumstances require underground intervention in your surface activities. The elimination option would prevent any possibility of security compromise, while eliminating potential future threats from your knowledge of underground activities and capabilities. Your evaluation results indicate that you demonstrate intellectual and psychological characteristics that make you potentially valuable as a surface contact while presenting manageable security risks, if properly controlled and motivated. The assessment suggests that cooperation represents the optimal outcome for both underground security and your personal survival. The decision-making process includes consultations with underground leadership and security specialists who evaluate the broader implications of your discovery and the potential impacts of different management strategies on underground security and strategic objectives. The time pressure for decision-making reflects underground security requirements that prevent extended evaluation periods that could increase security risks or allow surface authorities to detect your disappearance and investigate circumstances that could lead to underground discovery. Your exploration of the decision-making facilities reveals that similar choices have been presented to other surface individuals throughout history, with various outcomes that demonstrate underground flexibility in managing security challenges while maintaining strategic objectives and operational security. The choice presentation includes detailed information about each option and its implications, ensuring that you understand the consequences of your decision while providing sufficient information to make an informed choice about your future relationship with underground civilization. As you consider your options, you begin to understand that accidental discovery of underground civilization represents a critical decision point that will determine your future life circumstances and relationship with both surface and underground societies. The realization that your discovery was managed as part of underground security protocols rather than being genuinely accidental makes you understand that underground civilization maintains sophisticated systems for managing surface contact and preventing security breaches while maximizing opportunities for beneficial relationships with surface individuals. After choosing cooperation as a surface contact, you undergo an intensive orientation process that prepares you for returning to surface life while serving underground strategic objectives. Through carefully managed influence, activities that appear to be normal, professional and personal activities. The orientation includes comprehensive briefing on underground strategic objectives, contact protocols, security procedures, and communication methods that will govern your future relationship with underground civilization. The briefing provides sufficient information to function effectively as a surface contact while maintaining security and preventing accidental compromise of underground activities. Your cover story for the missing time involves a detailed explanation of accident and recovery that accounts for your absence while providing plausible reasons for any changes in your behavior, knowledge, or circumstances that might be noticed by surface associates and authorities. The support systems include financial resources, professional assistance, and personal support that enhance your surface life while providing capabilities needed for effective service as an underground contact. The support appears to come from normal surface sources, while actually originating from underground resources and planning. The communication systems provide secure methods for receiving instructions, reporting information, and requesting assistance from underground contacts, while maintaining security and preventing detection by surface monitoring or surveillance systems. The communication methods appear to be normal surface activities, while actually serving underground purposes. Your initial assignments involve information gathering and influence activities that serve underground intelligence requirements, while appearing to be normal professional activities. The assignments provide training and experience in underground service, while contributing to underground understanding of surface conditions and opportunities. The monitoring systems track your activities and performance as a surface contact, while providing feedback and guidance that improve your effectiveness while maintaining security. The monitoring includes both underground surveillance and surface observation to ensure security and performance standards. Your integration into surface life requires managing the psychological challenges of maintaining dual loyalties and keeping extensive secrets while functioning normally in surface professional and personal relationships. The psychological management includes techniques for maintaining mental health and effectiveness while serving underground interests. The relationship management involves carefully controlling what information you share with surface associates, while maintaining normal personal and professional relationships that provide cover for underground activities and access to surface institutions and decision makers. Your surface professional activities are gradually modified to provide greater access to information and influence opportunities that serve underground strategic objectives, while enhancing your surface career and professional reputation. The modifications appear to result from normal career development, while actually serving underground planning. The long-term development plans include progressive increases in your responsibilities and capabilities as an underground contact, while maintaining your surface life and expanding your access to information and influence opportunities that serve underground interests. Your performance evaluation systems assess your effectiveness as a surface contact, while identifying areas for improvement and additional training that enhance your value to underground civilization, while maintaining security and operational effectiveness. The security maintenance requires ongoing vigilance to prevent accidental compromise of underground secrets, while maintaining the psychological and behavioral patterns that ensure effective service as a surface contact without arousing suspicion or security concerns. As you adjust to your new role as a surface contact for underground civilization, you begin to understand the complexity and sophistication of underground influence operations that shape surface development while remaining completely hidden from surface awareness and detection. The realization that you have become part of a global network of surface contacts who serve underground strategic objectives while believing they are serving their own interests or surface institutions makes you understand the scope and effectiveness of underground influence on surface civilization development. Your work as a surface contact gradually reveals that underground influence on surface civilization is far more extensive than you initially understood, with underground representatives operating within virtually every important surface institution and organization, while coordinating activities that shape global development according to underground strategic planning. The contact network includes individuals in government, military, academic, business, religious, and media organizations who either knowingly serve underground interests or unknowingly implement underground guidance through carefully managed information and incentive systems. The network scope indicates that underground influence affects most major surface decisions and developments. Your communication with other surface contacts reveals that the underground civilization has been implementing long-term strategic plans that guide surface development toward objectives that maintain global stability while preventing surface technological and social development that could threaten underground security or global environmental sustainability. The strategic objectives include preventing nuclear warfare, managing environmental degradation, controlling population growth, and guiding technological development in directions that serve long-term human survival, while maintaining underground technological and social superiority over surface civilization. Your assignments involve contributing to influence operations that affect political elections, business decisions, academic research directions, and social movements in ways that serve underground strategic objectives, while appearing to result from normal surface political and social processes. The coordination systems allow underground civilization to manage global surface development through synchronized activities by surface contacts throughout the world, creating coordinated influence that shapes international relations, economic development, and technological progress. According to underground planning, your access to underground strategic planning reveals that surface civilization is being guided through a carefully managed development process that will eventually lead to integration with underground civilization when surface populations develop sufficient social and technological sophistication to handle knowledge of underground existence. The integration timeline operates on centuries-long timescales, with current activities preparing surface civilization for eventual contact and cooperation with underground civilization, while maintaining secrecy until surface populations are ready for revelation without social and political chaos. The preparation activities include gradual introduction of technologies, social concepts, and environmental practices that originated in underground civilization but are presented as surface innovations to prepare surface populations for eventual technological and social integration. Your participation in influence operations provides insight into underground decision-making processes that operate through comprehensive global analysis and strategic planning that considers implications and consequences that extend far beyond surface planning capabilities and time horizons. The underground leadership includes representatives from all global underground cities who coordinate strategic planning and resource allocation on a global scale while maintaining local autonomy and cultural diversity throughout underground civilization. Your communication with underground leadership reveals that surface civilization represents a managed development project designed to create sustainable global civilization that can cooperate with underground civilization while maintaining environmental sustainability and social stability. The management approach includes interventions to prevent surface developments that could threaten global sustainability or security, while providing assistance during crises that could cause social or environmental collapse. The management maintains surface autonomy while preventing destructive developments. As you gain deeper understanding of underground strategic objectives and global influence operations, you begin to comprehend that surface civilization development has been guided and managed throughout history to serve objectives that prioritize long-term human survival and global sustainability over short-term surface political and economic interests. The realization that surface civilization is essentially a managed development project overseen by underground civilization makes you understand that surface political, economic, and social problems are managed conditions designed to guide surface development while maintaining underground control over strategic directions and preventing developments that could threaten global stability. Your deepening involvement in underground strategic planning reveals that the underground civilization is preparing for a major transition in their relationship with surface civilization, with plans for gradual revelation and integration that will fundamentally transform human civilization within the next century. The transition plans include systematic preparation of surface populations through cultural, educational, and technological changes that will make surface civilization ready for knowledge of underground existence and eventual integration with underground technological and social systems. Your role in preparation activities involves influencing surface institutions to adopt policies and practices that align with underground values and objectives, while appearing to result from normal surface social and political development. The influence operations create conditions that will facilitate smooth transition when revelation occurs. The revelation timeline includes specific stages of disclosure that gradually introduce surface populations to underground existence and capabilities, while managing social and political reactions to prevent chaos and conflict that could threaten both surface and underground civilization. The integration plans involve combining surface and underground resources, technologies, and populations into unified global civilization that maintains the best aspects of both civilizations while eliminating problems and limitations that affect current surface society. Your access to integration planning reveals that underground civilization possesses solutions to virtually all current surface problems, including environmental degradation, resource scarcity, social inequality, political conflict, and technological limitations. But these solutions require social and political changes that surface populations must be prepared to accept. The preparation process includes educational programs that gradually introduce surface populations to concepts and technologies that will be necessary for successful integration, while maintaining social stability and preventing premature revelation that could cause social and political disruption. The technological introduction involves selective release of underground technologies through surface research and development programs that present underground innovations as surface discoveries, while preparing surface populations for more advanced technologies that will be revealed during integration. Your participation in cultural preparation activities involves influencing artistic, educational, and media content that presents concepts and values that align with underground civilization, while preparing surface populations so social and technological changes that will be necessary for successful integration with underground society. The social preparation includes gradual changes in surface political and economic systems that eliminate conflicts and inequalities that could prevent successful integration, while introducing cooperative and sustainable practices that align with underground social organization. The environmental preparation involves implementing technologies and practices that address environmental problems, while demonstrating underground environmental management capabilities that will be expanded during integration to create global environmental sustainability. Your involvement in strategic planning reveals that underground civilization has been developing comprehensive solutions to global problems, while waiting for surface civilization to develop sufficient social and technological sophistication to accept and implement these solutions without social chaos or political conflict. The timing considerations include monitoring surface social and political conditions to determine optimal timing for revelation and integration activities that achieve successful transition, while minimizing disruption and conflict that could threaten both surface and underground populations. The risk management includes contingency plans for various scenarios, including surface resistance to integration, political and social conflicts during transition, and potential threats from surface groups that might oppose integration or attempt to exploit underground technologies for destructive purposes. As you deepen your involvement in future planning, you begin to understand that the underground civilization's ultimate objective is creating unified global civilization that combines surface and underground capabilities while addressing all current global problems and establishing sustainable civilization that can continue developing indefinitely. The realization that you are participating in planning for the most significant transformation in human civilization makes you understand the scope and importance of underground strategic objectives, while recognizing the challenges and risks involved in managing such a fundamental change in human society. Your continued work as a surface contact reveals that not all surface individuals who discover underground activities choose cooperation, and that there exists a hidden resistance network of surface people who oppose underground influence and work to expose underground civilization. Despite the personal risks and security challenges involved, The resistance network includes former underground contacts who rejected their assignments, surface individuals who discovered underground activities and refused cooperation, and researchers and investigators who have uncovered evidence of underground influence through independent investigation and analysis. Your contact with resistance members reveals that they possess extensive documentation of underground activities, influence operations, and strategic planning that they have gathered through careful investigation and intelligence gathering while avoiding underground detection and elimination efforts. The resistance objectives include exposing underground civilization to surface populations, preventing underground manipulation of surface development, and establishing surface independence from underground influence and control. The resistance operates according to principles of human freedom and self-determination that conflict with underground strategic objectives. The resistance capabilities include secure communication systems, hidden meeting locations, and resource networks that allow resistance activities while maintaining security against underground surveillance and counterintelligence operations. The resistance demonstrates organizational and operational capabilities that exceed what underground civilization expected from surface resistance. Your involvement with resistance activities reveals that underground influence on surface civilization is more extensive and controlling than you initially understood, with resistance documentation showing underground manipulation of virtually every aspect of surface political, economic, and social development. The resistance intelligence indicates that underground strategic objectives include maintaining surface civilization as a managed dependency rather than achieving genuine integration and cooperation. The resistance claims that underground civilization views surface populations as subjects rather than partners in global development. The resistance operations include efforts to document and publicize underground activities, protect individuals who resist underground recruitment, and develop surface technologies and capabilities that could provide independence from underground influence and control. Your contact with resistance leadership reveals that resistance members include highly capable individuals from government, military, academic, and business backgrounds who possess expertise and resources needed for effective opposition to underground influence operations. The resistance strategy includes gradual exposure of underground activities through careful release of information and evidence that prepares surface populations for revelation, while building support for resistance to underground control and manipulation. The conflict between underground civilization and surface resistance creates complex moral and strategic challenges for your role as an underground contact, forcing you to choose between loyalty to underground objectives and support for surface independence and self-determination. Your access to both underground strategic planning and resistance intelligence provides unique understanding of the conflict between underground control and surface freedom, revealing that the struggle represents fundamental questions about human autonomy and the right of populations to determine their own development. The resistance documentation includes evidence that underground civilization has been responsible for eliminating or neutralizing surface individuals and groups that posed threats to underground security and strategic objectives, suggesting that underground methods include coercion and violence, despite claims about peaceful and benevolent intentions. As you navigate the complex relationships between underground civilization and surface resistance, you begin to understand that your discovery of underground cities has involved you in a conflict that will determine whether human civilization develops according to underground management or surface self-determination. The realization that you must choose between serving underground strategic objectives and supporting surface resistance to underground control forces you to confront fundamental questions about human freedom, technological development, and the right of civilizations to determine their own future without external manipulation and control. Standing at the crossroads between underground civilization and surface resistance, you face the most important decision in human history: whether to support underground plans for managed integration that promises technological advancement and social stability, or to join surface resistance efforts that prioritize human freedom and self-determination, despite the risks and challenges involved. Your position as both underground contact and resistance sympathizer provides unique access to information and influence capabilities that could significantly affect the outcome of the conflict between underground control and surface independence. The decision about how to use these capabilities will determine not just your own future, but the future of human civilization. The underground option offers technological solutions to global problems, social systems that eliminate poverty and conflict, and environmental management that ensures sustainable development, but requires accepting underground authority and abandoning surface autonomy and self-determination. The resistance option preserves human freedom and the right of surface populations to determine their own development, but risks continued global problems and potential conflict with underground civilization that possesses superior technological and organizational capabilities. Your analysis of both options reveals that underground civilization offers genuine solutions to serious global problems, while the resistance offers genuine preservation of human autonomy and freedom. Both positions represent legitimate values and important human interests that cannot be easily reconciled or compromised. The complexity of the choice is increased by your understanding that underground civilization has been preventing surface self-determination for thousands of years, while also preventing global disasters and social collapse that surface civilization might not have survived without underground intervention and guidance. The resistance arguments emphasize that human development requires freedom to make mistakes and learn from experience, even if this results in greater immediate suffering and slower progress towards solving global problems. The resistance values human agency and self-determination over security and technological advancement. The underground arguments emphasize that human survival requires technological and social capabilities that surface civilization has not developed independently, and that underground guidance is necessary to prevent environmental and social disasters that could eliminate human civilization entirely. Your decision-making process involves weighing immediate human welfare against long-term human development, security and stability against freedom and autonomy, and technological advancement against self-determination and independence. The time pressure for decision-making reflects the approaching timeline for underground revelation and integration activities that will make the choice between underground control and surface resistance much more difficult and potentially violent if not resolved through peaceful cooperation or separation. Your influence capabilities include access to underground strategic planning that could provide resistance with intelligence needed for effective opposition, and access to resistance networks that could provide underground civilization with information about resistance capabilities and planning. The moral implications of your choice include responsibility for consequences that could affect billions of people for generations, with outcomes that could range from peaceful integration to violent conflict, depending on how the relationship between underground civilization and surface resistance develops. As you weigh your options and their implications, you begin to understand that your individual choice represents the broader human choice between security and freedom, between technological advancement and self-determination, and between managed development and independent growth. The realization that there may be no perfect choice forces you to decide which values and priorities are most important for human civilization, recognizing that any choice will involve trade-offs and risks that could have significant consequences for human development and survival. Your final decision reflects your assessment of which path offers the best balance between human welfare and human freedom, between technological advancement and self-determination, and between immediate security and long-term development of human potential and capabilities. The choice you make will determine whether you spend your remaining life serving underground strategic objectives, supporting surface resistance efforts, or attempting to find some middle path that balances underground capabilities with surface autonomy while serving the broader interests of human civilization and development. As you prepare to leave the underground city and return to surface life, with knowledge that will forever change your understanding of human civilization, history, and potential, You carry with you not just information about advanced technology and social organization, but profound questions about human freedom, technological development, and the relationship between security and autonomy that will influence every decision you make for the rest of your life. The underground city stands as a testament to human potential and achievement, demonstrating that ancient civilizations possessed capabilities that exceed modern technology while creating social systems that eliminate poverty, conflict, and environmental degradation. The underground achievements represent solutions to virtually every problem that contemporary society faces, from resource scarcity to social inequality to environmental destruction. But the underground city also represents questions about the cost of these achievements and whether technological advancement and social stability justify the sacrifices in human freedom and self-determination that underground civilization requires. The underground success was achieved through secrecy, control, and manipulation that challenges fundamental assumptions about human rights and the value of independence and autonomy. Your exploration of the underground city has revealed that human civilization is far more complex and sophisticated than surface history suggests. With advanced societies that have operated parallel to recorded history while influencing surface development according to strategic objectives that prioritize long-term survival over short-term freedom and self-determination. The choice between supporting underground objectives and joining surface resistance represents more than personal preference, represents fundamental questions about what human civilization should become and whether technological advancement should take precedence over human freedom and the right of populations to determine their own development, even if this results in greater immediate suffering and slower progress. The underground civilization offers genuine solutions to serious global problems while requiring acceptance of authority and guidance that eliminates surface autonomy and self-determination. The surface resistance offers preservation of human freedom while risking continued global problems and potential conflict with technologically superior underground civilization. Your understanding of both positions reveals that neither represents a perfect solution to the challenge of balancing human welfare with human freedom, technological advancement with self-determination, and security with autonomy. Both positions represent legitimate values and important human interests that reflect different priorities and assumptions about what matters most for human development and civilization. The complexity of the choice reflects the fundamental tension between competing human values that cannot be easily reconciled. Security and freedom, technological advancement and self-determination, immediate welfare and long-term development all represent important human interests that sometimes conflict with each other in ways that require difficult choices and trade-offs. Your experience in the underground city has provided unique insight into these tensions and the ways that different approaches to civilization development can address different human needs while creating different costs and benefits. The underground approach prioritizes technological and social advancement while requiring acceptance of external authority and guidance. The surface approach prioritizes freedom and self-determination while accepting greater risks and slower progress towards solving global problems. The decision about which approach to support involves not just personal preference, but assessment of which values and priorities are most important for human civilization, and which trade-offs are most acceptable given current circumstances and future possibilities. The choice reflects broader questions about human nature, social organization, and the relationship between technological capability and social development. As you consider your decision and its implications, you recognize that your choice will influence not just your own life, but the broader conflict between different approaches to human civilization that will determine how human society develops over the coming centuries. The weight of this responsibility is balanced by the knowledge that your decision reflects your assessment of what matters most for human development and civilization. The underground city will continue to exist regardless of your choice, maintaining its technological capabilities and social achievements, while continuing to influence surface development according to underground strategic objectives. The surface resistance will continue to work for human freedom and self-determination, regardless of underground advantages in technology and organization. Your role in this ongoing conflict will be determined by your choice between cooperation and resistance, but your influence will be limited by the much larger forces and longer timescales that shape the relationship between underground and surface civilization. Your individual decision matters, but it operates within constraints and opportunities that are determined by historical and technological factors that exceed individual control. The knowledge you carry from the underground city represents both opportunity and burden. Opportunity to contribute to human development and understanding, and burden of responsibility for using this knowledge in ways that serve broader human interests rather than narrow personal objectives. The challenge is determining how to use this knowledge effectively while remaining true to your own values and priorities. The underground city that was lost for 3,000 years has been found, explored, and documented, but its ultimate significance will be determined by how the knowledge of its existence and achievements influences future human development and the relationship between technological capability and human freedom. As you emerge from the underground city and return to surface life, you carry with you not just knowledge of advanced technology and social organization, but understanding of fundamental questions about human civilization that will continue to influence human development for generations to come. The exploration is complete, but the implications will continue to unfold as human civilization grapples with the balance between security and freedom, technological advancement and self-determination, and immediate welfare and long-term development. The secret Egyptian underground cities that were lost for 3,000 years represent both human achievement and human challenge. Achievement in demonstrating what human civilization can accomplish, and challenge in determining what human civilization should become. The choice between these alternatives will determine the future of human development and the legacy that current generations leave for future human civilization. Welcome to the understanding that human potential far exceeds what contemporary society has achieved, but that realizing this potential requires choices about values and priorities that will determine whether technological advancement enhances or replaces human freedom and self-determination. The underground cities represent both the promise and the challenge of human civilization development.